I would just pass over and give this session into the hands of Zofia, because this is also, to let you know, this is the first of the 2 partner sessions. The next one will be at 6 o'clock with the British Council, and this one is by NAWA, the Polish National Agency, and headed by Dr. Zofia Sawicka, who is the Deputy Director of the NAWA agency. A nice roll-up in the back, looks good. So I think I just say dziękuję bardzo, and I wish you a very nice session. And I will just check that everything is working fine for you. Otherwise, the floor is yours. Enjoy your time.
Hello to everybody. Thank you for invitation and for giving us the possibility to present bold decisions in times of crises. You probably know about what crises we are talking about, because we all struggle with COVID and climate crisis, but we also struggle with the political crisis in our neighborhood country in Belarus. And we would like to show you our perspective and our decisions which we were taking during this difficult times. I would like to introduce my guests. First of all, we would present perspective of NAWA, and I will say a few words about our help for Belarusian students and academics, and then Professor Renata Mieńkowska-Norkiene from the Faculty of Political Sciences and International Studies of the University of Warsaw will present our urgency grants. Renata is a member of the evaluation committee of the NAWA Urgency Grants program, and she is also a board member of the scientific committee Democratization in Comparative Perspective of the International Political Science Association, IPSA, since 2018. So I think she's really right person to be here. And then we will talk a bit about a completely different story, but I think really important to mention about this today. We will talk about consolidation and how consolidation of higher education institutions is important to increase impact on society and to interact with local communities. And this perspective will be presented by Professor Jurkowska-Zeidler. She is Vice-Rector for International Cooperation of the University of Gdańsk. And her research specialization is financial market law, including issues related to financial market security, both in the national, European and international dimension. And she also is a project manager in the Alliance Universities of the Sea, what is crucial for international cooperation. So that's why it's important to mention now. And the third or fourth presenter will be Professor Arkadiusz Wójs, rector of the Wrocław University of Technology. I think it's important to have somebody also from technology and real science with us. So thank you for being here. Professor Wójs since 2017 has been a member of Academia Europaea, and since 2019 also a member of the Polish Academy of Sciences. And his main research area is theoretical and computational solid-state physics. So as you can see, we have really quite a comprehensive team here. And first of all, I will just show or try to show you some numbers about concerning our help for Belarusian students. Okay, can you see it? Okay. It's I want to this. Okay. As you can see, the numbers are probably quite impressive. I mean, for our agency, maybe some of you know that our agency is quite a young one. We are also only 4 years old, and we did it when it was really needed to make program, a scholarship program for Belarusian students. We managed to do it in 3 months, and the numbers were and still are quite big. We help students and researchers, and we continued this program also for this academic year. And you can see the numbers, so I won't read it, but I just wanted to tell you that the lesson we learned from this exercise is that it's crucial to cooperate, and it's crucial to be flexible, because we did it in cooperation with 73 Polish higher education institutions, and this Polish universities decided in 1 week time that they are able to rule so many Belarusian students. I must say that for many of them it was also a financial decision, because some of the students were already enrolled and paid the fees. And then the universities decided that they won't charge them. So, you know, it's not so easy for the university to decide, okay, I already had your name on the list of students who pay, and now you are allowed not to pay the fee. It's really a bold decision for the university. So this cooperation and this being open, that the universities were really open for such cooperation, it was really a success. And the second thing is the flexibility. You know, for a governmental agency is the worst thing, where people expect you to be flexible. But we really had to. And we scheme in 2 months' time. Okay, so that's all from my side concerning this Solidarity with Belarus initiative. But we have also another somehow similar scheme, a crisis scheme, I would say, but for researchers. And now I would pass the floor to Renata, and please tell us about the urgency grants. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. I hope I can be heard and seen. Yeah, fantastic. And now I would like to request for ability to share my presentation, because I get, oh, fantastic. Okay. Oh, I can't share. I can't share anything. Okay, I will be able to share my desktop probably. So, okay, I'll share my desktop. Okay, and now my desktop, I hope, will be full of pokaz slajdów. Can you see the slides? Please tell me you can. And wait a sec. And pokaz slajdów. Is it visible?
Perfect.
Fantastic. Okay, so thank you so much for the invitation, for this possibility to present something from the insider's actually perspective. Well, first of all, I'd like to mention that I'm here to introduce you something very meaningful to me, in a sense that it's a program that, as you can see, I hope, will change the world. We do not know yet if to what extent, but we are more than sure that it definitely will. Now, speaking about the program as such, well, it is special for a variety of reasons. Yes, first of all, most notably, that it has a potential to rapidly, really change the world for the better, in a sense that it works here and now. So it offers a chance to solve, at least partly, some really, really meaningful and rapidly occurring phenomena, or simply events that happen at the moment, that happen now recently. And just to refer to the origins of this program in one sentence, well, Mateusz Strzelecki is a friend of mine from the committee. He hinted to me that when he advocated for this intervention, these urgency grants, along actually American and British examples, he also suggested extending them to also social sciences, which wasn't the case in America or in the United Kingdom. And it seems that it was a very good idea, because today this type of proposals actually prevails in our program. So we recommended for funding projects related to COVID-19, both medical and, interestingly, also psychological, also related to economic results of the lockdowns, for example. Politically important projects, because Director Zofia, she mentioned this Belarusian aspect. We also got some projects about Belarusian opposition and projects to conduct some research there as well, and also in partnership with Belarusian partners, but also related to conflict in Nagorno-Karabakh, which you can see on the screen. There were a few attempts to, let's say, pin not urgent, let's say, phenomena or events under our program, like, for example, aging population in Japan, or things which were just indirectly related to COVID-19. The main reason why actually we sort of decide whether something is urgent or really related to unexpected event, or event that is really meaningful here and now to be conducted research upon, is simply the fact if other funding schemes cannot be suitable, for example, for that one. So urgency, importance, but also inability to be funded from other funds is like our main criteria upon which we decide if any kind of a research project really falls under those urgency grants. Now, very briefly, what the goals of urgency grants are. You can see them here. So basically, it's support of the international cooperation of research teams that operate internationally, but sometimes they can only have somehow deal with an international component. It does not necessarily have to be a partnership. It can also be simply an international component. Obviously, in COVID times, it can also be distant, and this was the case in a few situations. But the point is that this response to an unpredictable event or phenomenon should be sudden, obviously important, unforeseen, social, civilizational, and somehow naturally, so socially, civilizationally, and naturally important, and also with some at least regional implications. And that was really important because some projects, they have this potential of being universalized and really contribute to science worldwide, while the others probably not that much. But still, we see if they solve problems also regionally that are really important, at least for a specific region. Plus, this is a subjective thing, and we as a team, we have to decide upon that, to what extent the project is really meaningful and significant for either the region or the whole world. What are scientists supported by these urgency grants, actually? Well, they get support to collecting data. They get support in acquiring new knowledge, whatever kind of this new knowledge it is, to investigate the effects and basically the meaning of an extremely urgent or some kind of an event. So as soon as it has occurred, they have this possibility to conduct research on it. And, you know, sometimes these projects, they refer to something that has to be really analyzed here and now, in a sense that on ongoing basis, researchers go and just take a look at something by, I don't know, direct observation. But sometimes it also refers to consequences of something that has recently taken place, and it has to be just analyzed because probably in a few months' time, it will not be possible anymore. Sometimes we don't know it, but we have to make an effort to actually really analyze it. Now, speaking about we don't know it. So who is those us? Well, a team of experts. And I don't have a photo of us, but believe me, we look nice when we quarrel or we have these emotional conversations on whether to allow a certain group of scientists, for example, to conduct this research or not, whether something is really urgent or not. And first of all, we deal with projects which are simple. You know, on the one hand, it's wonderful because it means that, yeah, those scientists, they can quickly submit the project proposal and quickly react. On the other hand, you know, we do not get probably a lot of data that might serve as a basis for evaluation. So we have to be very careful about every single sentence of it. Secondly, of course, we work under pressure of time. And this also sometimes works in favor of the project, sometimes the opposite way, but still we do really try to evaluate the projects as soon as possible, and we usually manage it. Then we work distantly, usually because of the COVID-19. So distantly meaning that some of us, for example, they contribute from, I don't know, Antarctica or whatever other part of the world. I hope you can still see me and the presentation. We have to take, so binoculars, they represent the close look at things that we are aware of. We know a lot about, speaking about methodology and let's say the scope or even the merit, but be aware of the fact that, you know, as many topics as scientists probably and as groups of scientists, this is not easy sometimes to really be able to really fully analyze the projects, but we do our best to do so. And then we see, and on the basis of the analysis that I can definitely confirm as a member of this evaluating committee, we can say that, first of all, there is a huge variety of grants. Since there are grants from both natural and as well as social sciences, we have the whole variety of projects. Then we have the whole variety of scientists, and also scientists that are extremely experienced, but we try to also support those scientists who are just promising, even if not highly experienced, but we see a potential, for example, in the description. Then we have a variety of foreign partners from Belarusian, let's say, opposition institutions through some, I don't know, COVID-related, let's say, strong centers, to some, I don't know, Australian or American, let's say, analysts that deal with landslides. And then different approaches. We have the whole variety of approaches of scientists towards the question of what is actually urgent, what needs being dealt with, what needs being analyzed, and to what extent. And of course, we see differences in project quality, but sometimes it's not about the quality, it's just about how researchers perceive this tiny amount of characters that they have to use in order to present their wonderful project to save the world. Now some numbers so that you see the scope, you can see the scope and the actual meaning, significance of this scheme of this program. First of all, we've had 2 rounds. Actually, the last one has just ended. And we had, first of all, in the first round, 16 and then 22 proposals with at least 80 out of 100 points, which means that they obtained a positive recommendation for financing. Not all of them were financed, and the last point shows that 10 out of 16 and then 21 out of 22 got actually the financing, but still we are in the course of evaluating the last round, which means that there might be more of those who got the financial support. There were 84 proposals in the first round and 99 in the second round submitted, which is quite a lot. I mean, maybe it's not that impressive as in the case of Belarus, speaking about the fact that we have already operated for 1 year, actually a little bit more, but still, I would say it's quite impressive regarding the fact that, you know, we have had like plenty of meaningful events around the globe that were worth probably analysis, but still, you know, it required an effort and some consideration about how to deal with specific topics. And therefore, I would say it's quite an impressive number anyway. And then we had in the first round, 32, and surprisingly, in the second round, 47, surprisingly in a sense that maybe those who submitted project proposals, they should have learned from the first round, because we had some proposals submitted for the second or even third time. But, you know, it's never that obvious. Proposals that got 0 points, which basically means that they didn't answer this requirement of being urgent, first of all. So all those efforts to pretend to be urgent while, you know, trying to
Renata,
analyze something that,
sorry.
yeah, that is exactly. And some examples just to name them: environmental disaster in Sichuan, organizational culture and climate regarding remote work after the COVID pandemic and lockdown, influence on the COVID-19 pandemic on the judiciary, so that you also know how creative those proposals are and those researchers are. Conflict mobility in Nagorno-Karabakh, so even Georgia's, let's say, a sort of participation in Nagorno-Karabakh conflict was taken into consideration. And the last 2 examples: vaccination without hesitation, so how to campaign actually pro-vaccine attitude. And then one project that I'm particularly attached to, because I have no clue about anything there, so I was just listening with curiosity my colleagues. It's golden jackal in Poland, whether it's really a dangerous invader or rather a victim. The very last sentence, fame, of course. So it's quite a famous program, in a sense that there is a plenty of media mentions about our program. And we are usually, NAWA is usually praised for this wonderful idea and for the fact that it all really fulfills the promises and the expectations. And of course, we still face some challenges, like, you know, how to evaluate things which are urgent, or how not to, let's say, how to evaluate actually something that hasn't had any success stories yet, because it's quite a new program and we do not have any examples of like wonderful contribution to saving the world. But still, I would say that according to what we have dealt with, it's quite efficient and quite promising. So thank you very much. I hope that you will have some questions to that scheme, because I think that it is worth maybe a little bit more insight worldwide. Thank you very much.
Probably there will be people who will have some questions, but will have no time to pose them. But thank you very much. I can't be sure if all our projects in NAWA agency grants are engaged, but I'm sure that Renata is very engaged in her work in the committee. So that's really nice to hear. And I'm sure that similar situation and similar engagement is in this consolidation issues. So please, Anna, the floor is yours, and please tell us about both decision about consolidation in Gdańsk and the impact of this decision. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, because I want to share my screen, but I hear that something is not okay. I don't know.
And please really not more than 12 minutes, because I'm looking at the face of Professor Voice, and he's really nervous that he won't get enough time to say.
I ask you about help because you already have my presentation. This possibility that you put in on the screen.
Yes, just give me a second.
Maybe I tried this one. This Apple computer, and I have some preferences of the, oh, it's perfect. Yes.
Okay.
And Zofia, I will ask you that you change my slides, okay?
This gives me a little bit more of control. I can do it quick. Okay.
Maybe we'll try, okay? Good afternoon from Gdańsk, the city of freedom and solidarity. My speech is also about the values, because I want to share with you some experience of our rector's team about the consolidation of our University of Gdańsk, with two different universities, our colleague from Gdańsk, because 1 year ago, next slide please, was 1 year ago we created a special union in the name of the Daniel Fahrenheit, because Daniel Fahrenheit is a famous citizen of Gdańsk. He was born here. He is investor, physics, and inventor of the temperature scale. So he's famous all over the world, and we chose them for our patron. And Fahrenheit University now is created by three different universities. Mine, University of Gdańsk. We are the very classic university, because we don't have the medicine faculty or engineering faculty. So we decide to, put together medicine and engineering with us. I only see the same slide, Zofia. It's
yeah, me too.
Can you change for the map, the first slide?
And now?
No, I think you have to go on the presentation mode on the bottom, because you're still on the slide mode. If you go on the next button there,
slide, może.
Yeah, if you click there.
Okay, but when I move,
here.
And now you see that I change it or not?
No.
No.
Because I have slide mode. Okay, and now what you can see?
No, we see now Fahrenheit universities. I think what you have to do now, realistically, is simply just click on the slide. If the slideshow doesn't charge, I don't know why.
And now you see the map?
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't see it as a presentation. You're still in the list of slides. You're not in a presentation mode.
Okay.
Yeah, you should click there, but nothing happens. So I would say just go through the slides as they are.
Yes,
You can
yes,
still see
okay.
them.
Okay,
No.
so we got to waste our time. So our Fahrenheit University has now the 3 different university. Yes, the next slide about my university. We have, of course, some number of student, employee, and subvention. We are high ranked in the international, worldwide, and of course, national rankings. The next university is the University of Technology. You can, of course, after my presentation, compare our data, because it's not the key of my presentation. Okay, the 9th slide will be important, because if we compare our potential, we are on the 3rd place in Poland, like quite big university, high ranked in the Shanghai ranking also. So it is important to us that we use the Elsevier prediction on our potential position after we finish the consolidation project. So the next slide. Yes, as you see, the number of employees after the consolidation will be, of course, the greater than previous one. The next slides are about our common disciplines and our scientific potential also. Okay, the next slides. The next, what is the unique in our offer? That's interesting, because we are really the Gdańsk is the Baltic capital of Poland. Can you maritime capital of Poland? And what is unique? Because in 3 universities, we focus on the academic disciplines related to the sea, to the maritime, economy, medicine, law, and in that way, we can the ability to answer to the global threats to our environment, especially for the ocean sustainability, marine environmental, blue economy, and blue growth. It is so interesting from the international point of view, because, for example, if 2 years ago, we had a presentation for the ambassador of the Republic of South Africa, and we together present our potential, our unique experience in that field, because we have unique center, for example, maritime telemedical assistant, and also as a University of Gdańsk, we have the special research vessel, oceanograph. So how we count the synergy? Of course, according to the theory, next slide, Zofia, please. It's important that the value after the consolidation will be greater than individual universities. So development of synergic areas, please next slide. We divided into operational activities, financial, and market activity. And what is crucial, not maybe, of course, is important, but is the international visibility, is of course larger scale of the activity, is the financial development, especially reduction of cost and rationalization of maintenance cost, but most important is the support from the municipalities gremia, because it is important that we, for the first time, organizing our market and social activity through stronger connection with the mayor of Gdańsk, with the Marshal Office. We want to share our alliance through the social activity also. And what is important that we decided to, for example, open some scholarships with the major, with the Marshal Office for the students, for the young researchers, for PhD studies. We name it, of course, Fahrenheit scholarships, because we want to share our greater potential to the city of Gdańsk. The next slide, please.
Okay, and 3 minutes, okay.
Okay, the next synergy areas is of course some centers, because we created one library center for 3 universities, joint services center for dormitories, joint public procurement service center, and the next slide, and the next, because it will be important. We also check what was wrong in the previous process of consolidation in the academic world, and why some universities fail in the consolidation process. The key point was lack of the acceptance of the consolidation process by the communities, by the universities, and of course, sometimes personal conflicts between rectors. And for our success, the key point is the good relationship between communities, between 3 rectors, between the governing boards, because we created 21 group of people sharing our experience in the old field of activity of the universities. Not only, of course, education, internationalization, welcome point for our international students, but also research. So factors for that successful consolidation will be, of course, our strength of our cooperation day by day, not only as a process. So the strategic point is a communication and good preparation of that. And the last information, that the process of consolidation is of course not financed alone. We have a strong support from the Polish government. And last slide, please. Yes, so if you're interested in the consolidation process, you should identify synergy areas in your universities. You should include your academic community into this process, because we have a lot of debates, a lot of workshops after us and of course in front of us. And don't do it in a rush, because it's very, very carefully to make some agreement between not only the external actors, but all of course, our internal community. It's so important. But at the end, I would say that I am very proud that my university and myself, I am the member of the Fahrenheit University.
Thank you very much. I will only add that this all was happening during COVID times, so it was is still not easy. And now I will stop sharing and pass the floor to Arkadiusz. Please tell us the perspective of the University of Technology, which is not so obvious, and also about your international perspective from the Academia Europaea. The floor is yours.
You are muted.
Thanks a lot. So I'm speaking on behalf of Wrocław University of Science and Technology, or Wrocław Tech, which is a tech university in southwest Poland. And I have 3 topics. So one is Academia Europaea. And so this is an organization, a very elite organization that includes eminent scientists, mostly European scientists, including as many as 80 Nobel Prize winners, for example, 3 most recent Nobel laureates in physics. And it was founded in 1988 in Cambridge. and the goals are, of course, promoting highest standards in research and education and also interdisciplinarity. It groups most of the scientists of all areas in science. It's divided in 4 sections, so humanities, social sciences, exact sciences, and life sciences. And one of the big outreach things, or the things that Academia Europaea does for the broad society, is this program called Science Advice for Policy by European Academies, which is meant to strengthen or give the rational or knowledge-based perspective and advice for the politicians governing European countries. Now, Wrocław hosts a hub, a knowledge hub of Academia Europaea. Our hub already has 10 years. It was when it was founded in 2011. This was the first hub, such hub in Europe, and now we have as many as 7. So the concept proved successful and popular. I'm actually heading the Wrocław hub personally. It's operated jointly by my university and also by the city of Wrocław. And it has also international advisory board, and mostly it groups members of Academia Europaea of the region. And the goals are kind of obvious. It's integration of the community, especially there's excellent researchers, internationalization. So we invite a lot of people from also members from other countries to come to interact with us. Support, especially to young scientists to become excellent. Mobilization of the whole community, research community of the city and broader area toward excellence. And also we organize a lot of symposia, lectures, seminars, but also training, especially for young scientists. And we do nominations for the future members of the academia. Now, another topic is we have just awarded the first edition at my university of the Stanisław Lem European Research Prize. So Lem is a famous Polish science fiction writer. And we now have celebrating a 100 years anniversary of his birth. And Lem was a very special writer to us because he wrote about future of technology-based society or civilization with all the dangers of development of technology, and also effect of the development of technology on human condition of the civilization, and so on. So we, as a Polish Tech University, we award every year. We're now starting this year. We will award one young European scientist, so somebody based in Europe and up to 40 years old, for some creative work in science or engineering that has high potential for impact on future of civilization. And we have a very fantastic international prize committee chaired by Raimund Neugebauer, who is president of Fraunhofer Gesellschaft, but it also, most of the members are from abroad, and this includes as esteemed people as, for example, president of Academia Europaea herself. And now this, the part of the award is, of course, money, but the other part is visiting program. So this laureate, this winner, will visit our university and spend a couple of weeks with us, interacting with our young scientists and generally with our university. Also to learning about our university and our whole research environment of the city. So this year, the first winner is Randall J. Platt from ETH, and his work was on on diagnosing health and with very specially engineered sentinel cells. So there is some kind of genetic engineering in it too. Now we have some standard activities provided by NAWA at our university, and we are very appreciative of that. Some are excellence-based, so like Polish returns or welcome to,
you can skip it.
Yeah, that's true. But most of this is, of course, also for creating future excellence. And now, as it should be clear from those first 2 points, we're such a big university already that, of course, although we plan on expansion and merging with other universities in the same city, right now our main priority is opening to Europe and interaction with European universities, also via this European University Initiative, to create much bigger campus right away in one step that will include a number of universities from different countries. And this should help us to jump to or shortcut to excellence in both education, research, and also in organization of our university. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for keeping time. And I think when I was listening to the morning, let's say, session chaired by Uwe, I can say that in fact we touched somehow all the points mentioned by Uwe today as innovations in higher education for society. So thank you for showing it. And now maybe it's, if anybody has any questions or comment, I think we have still a few minutes.
Yeah, I wait if somebody else has one, but if it's okay that I have one, maybe. I would like to know how, or what is maybe an example, like the example that is most stuck in one of your minds about an international thing that you use to address the social problem. So was it an international scholar with whom you went to, I don't know, to a discussion in the city, something that changed somebody, you know, by doing something international in your city, something, you know, very pragmatic, very small, as we heard from Andre before. If you change the mind of one person, you know, you already achieved all you can achieve. So anything where you could say, you know, I brought this international student, or I went with this scholar there and there, and something happened. Because I think these things are, to me at least, always fascinating. Any such experience from your side? Also maybe from the academy, or?
Okay, and if I can go first. So we are hosting now used to be student, now a PhD student from India, who won this national Polish competition for the best PhD student in the whole country. And he's now one of our most active young researchers. And that is exactly what I would dream for my university in terms of imposing certain pressure of excellence on other people that are already at the university. On the other side of the scale, whenever, like you said, we will bring in famous scientists from outside to lectures, or a mini series of lectures for like classes, it also exerts pressure of excellence, and the same we want to do with this LEM Prize, to show really where the expectation is and what it really should mean to be a member of the community of a decent research university. Maybe Anna has a perspective from Gdańsk that would be also worth hearing.
Yes, my perspective is that we are in the middle of process of rethinking of our education, really, because, for example, we don't think about our alumni like people with strictly connected the way we growing up in the some special professional way, because our students want to study in Gdańsk, for example, because they want to define their future in some way. They want to be engaged in something. And our key is that we are searching for the answer for the global threat. So we involve our students to the migration problem, to the ocean sustainability, to the gender equality plan also, because we want to share with them not only our, research in the common way, but we want to share with them the challenges also, which we struggle with, because we always said that our students should be engaged. They should be curious about something, yes? Because this is important to work with students to resolve our problem which are in front of us. It's our key from the key perspective. We always learn about the values because we miss some values. What for we educated our student? What for? For the good profession? For the, I don't know, work via internet? No, they will be that they are our future, the future for the planet, the future for the cities, for our universities also. And I'm so proud that we start so many discussions in Gdańsk about the, of course, history, about our achievements, because we have some roots here.
Yeah.
The solidarity movement was born here in Gdańsk. So solidarity, openness, and also, of course, excellence in education and research, but to search answer for the global threats.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you, and thank you, Uwe, for giving us a few more minutes, because I think at the end we were really, I hope, inspiring for participants. So thank you for all your insights and thoughts, and thank you for being with us, and thank you, Uwe, for giving us the possibility, and see you next time. Thank you.
And thank you all. And as you probably already know from the others, I will now ruthlessly demote you to attendees and promote the others. That is how the life goes here. That is, that is Darwinism of online seminars. Thank you so much. It was a brilliant session. Totally enjoyed it.
Thank you. We are, of course, warmly invite you to Gdańsk, to Poland.
Well, I am in Poland all the time without COVID, because we have 2 EU projects, both coordinated, one by Szczecin and the other one in Poznan. So
I invite you to Gdańsk.
And to Warsaw.
Happy to come. Happy to come. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.